Let's start with fantasy. That's why I want to go with it because I'm not going to address the elephant in the room with what you got on right now. Let's go straight to the important stuff.
I mean, you're right.
You got your
I feel
first win
like,
this week, right?
I mean, Pittsburgh won on their bye week, so I mean, I guess you could say that
Ooh, we
we
changed the
won on the bye week
conversation
because
already.
everybody else lost. So I mean, yeah, you're right. I did
Yeah,
get my first win.
your
These
how about
these
your
are
fantasy
these,
team?
these, these are moral victories. We ain't worried about fantasy. Fantasy football. That's
Oh,
the unrealistic world.
okay.
We worried about the realistic standings. Where y'all at?
Cool.
Cincinnati.
Technically, we second, so we ain't that far
Oh
off.
yeah, I forgot everybody. I forgot everybody else aside from Pittsburgh is trash right now.
No,
So I
Pittsburgh
mean,
trash too. Don't
we
get.
3-1.
You know what? I want you to have this moment for it could be so much more humbling when reality snaps. It's gonna be
Me
beautiful.
being not me ending the season at 9-8, and you ending the season at probably what?
You going from 3-1 to 9-8 is humbling.
Hey, I went 10, what was it? I went 10-0 to go 10
10
and
and
10
7.
and 7.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, things have been humbling before.
So you should know better than to jump on that high horse so early. But I love it.
If I win the division, I don't care.
You're not gonna win the division, dog.
Who is? Not y'all. You got
Flacco to the rescue.
Jamar Chase is your second leading tackler on your team. He
Flacco to the
Tra-
rescue. It's a
Jamar
new
Chase
day.
literally he looked at
It's a
Travis
new
Hunter and
day.
told me I'm gonna snatch a chain.
It's a new
He
day.
he stole the two-way player thing. So when is Jamar getting reps at corner so y'all defense can be better?
I wonder what number he gonna wear.
Hey, I mean, yeah, you still wear one. Why not?
No, I'm talking about Flacco. What number he gonna wear? He's to the
Uh,
rescue. Yeah, Flacco to the rescue. It's a new day now.
y'all got a 10 or a 9? Oh no, y'all got a 9, but I
Yeah, you
mean,
know we got a 9. Don't ever make that mistake again.
I mean shit.
He probably wears 17.
17. That's an
It don't
odd
matter
number
what
to
jersey he
choose.
wear. I just need to know how many wins he gonna get. You know what I
That's
mean?
how many picks he gonna end the season with, I guess.
Shit, Jake Brown got what 8 already? Nah.
Hey, he got 8 picks and he ain't even he only started 3 games.
Man played three and a
No,
half games,
played 3.5 games, started three. And
eight
you got eight
interceptions, three and a
picks.
half games. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we talking about? Mark Sanchez he poked somebody up.
No, I think Mark Sanchez is the one that got poked up.
Oh, he got poked up. So how he get arrested then?
You the one causing the trauma or the trouble. Just because you got poked up don't mean you ain't the one going to jail.
He pressed somebody.
Yeah.
Oh.
You you starting the trouble with an old man and you can't he
He got
defended
poked
himself.
up by Pops.
He got he got poked up by Greg Popovich pretty much. 60 something year old man poked him up.
60.
Yeah, just the butt fumbled and almost fumbled his life. That's exactly what almost happened.
Yeah, I gotta read into that story now. Now I'm interested.
Yeah, it's insane. It's crazy some things that I would say failed athletes do.
You think Mark Sanchez failed?
What did he succeed in doing? I mean, he did get an NFL career, so I mean, I can't say he truly failed. But what did
It's
he
like
do?
it's like if you don't have expectations, you can't really fail. So did we expect more from him? Like honestly,
I feel like the same thing you expected from Mark Sanchez is the same thing a lot of people expected from Sam Bradford.
and they,
Both ended up doing nothing.
I think Mark Sanchez had an extended career. He's made it through multiple stops. He was a perennial playoff quarterback with the Jets.
So we about to say that Mr. Trubisky was a perennial playoff quarterback with the Bears. He didn't do much, but he was a playoff quarterback.
Oh gosh, perennial. You know what perennial mean, right?
Yeah, you went numerous times.
Yeah, Mitchell Trubisky with the Bears.
Yeah, he went numerous times.
I only remember
Carried
one.
by carried by
I only
Khalil
remember
Mack
one.
led defense. No, they won their division one time. They went to the playoffs numerous times.
I don't remember. No. At least I remember the Jets. They had some wins in the playoffs. They knocked us out a couple times.
Hey, I ain't say the Bears won anything, but they went.
I think the
So
butt fumble just is something he can't recover from.
the butt fumble is just what that's the most notable play that you're going to be known for.
Right. And that's probably how that argument started with the old dude.
Imagine you got fucked up because he brought up your butt fumble. Hey man, at least you know you'll never. When it comes to the NFL world, Mark Sanchez is always gonna be in the back of everybody's mind.
Far back.
Yeah, most definitely. I see, man. Let's get started on this, man.
Joe Flacco, we trust.
And Joe Flacco, we trust.
I ain't got no choice, Mar. What you want me to say?
Wait. Hold on. I think it looked like we got a question from a subscriber come up. Actually, Katie, you know, I'm gonna ask you. You think the OT rules should be changed again?
Well, if they talking about the college way, heck no, I hate the college way.
No, I hate that. Like, everybody, you get an attempt from like what is like the 10-yard line.
No, I think it's 35. You start at 35. You got to score. I believe. I'm not totally sure, but I know you start at a designated point of the field.
Yeah, I would.
And you
I
just
would hate the college way.
It's not professional to me, so it wouldn't look good on Sundays. But what you gonna change? What you gonna do to the rule now?
I don't know. I mean, you already giving them. You already giving the other team a chance.
Possessions. What else you want? Does defense not matter in the overtime? Like
at that point, that's pretty much what it was. That's exactly what they're saying. Like your defense don't matter. The goal is to see who can put up the most points.
I don't know, man. If whoever the subscriber, please, double back and hit us with some specifics. Like, what are you proposing when you say this? But I think it's good where it's at, personally.
Yeah, I definitely think the OT rules are good where they at. Because they really just took the playoff rules that they implemented after the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes playoff game, actually AFC Championship, to now move it to the regular season, and they give you the same benefit. So it's like I don't see.
If you want a rule to be changed, the Bills just got to choke again. It seems like every time they choke, some rule changes. So if the Bills get to the playoffs and choke again, we'll have a new rule next year.
The only thing that I could kind of see as a slight suggestion to overtime rules is so that games don't end in ties. So at some point you have to go for two.
I'm fine with ties. I'm fine with that. You should walk away feeling disappointed when you tie. That should be a feeling. Because that means you had enough opportunity through 4 quarters and plus another quarter. And you couldn't win the game. Y'all don't deserve it.
They're trash. Yeah.
Y'all don't deserve it. You fought to a stalemate. That's just what it is.
Welcome to Point Blank Period. Point Blank Period.
Point blank period.
Point blank period.
Point Blank Period. No pressure.
Can't have a baseball conversation without bringing up Ohtani.
He's a great pitcher and a power hitter. Yo, this man's top 5.
I'm still taking today's NFL.
I'm going with the Niners.
None of them are better than Brady.
This is your argument?
No, what I'm saying is, who's MVP? Do they not matter no more?
Like, everything you said before that point is irrelevant.
Not how the NFL works, baby.
We drafted your replacement already. So
Whoa. I don't gotta talk to no peons. Why not just come back and prove?
This time he's really going off. Fireworks.
Because we can't argue facts. What I told you when you got involved with this.
This
Grown
is
man business. Grown man business.
Point Blank Period podcast, the best sports podcast, Point Blank Period. This episode 25 is fall, so let's ball. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Amari, and let you introduce yourself. Then Mr. KD is on you.
let's go. Best team on the pod right now. So, Katie, what you got?
And we're too far in. We're too far in to be doing introductions, man. I'm not introducing myself no more. I'm just keep doing. What's good, Amar?
All right. I'm going to start with you, Mr. KD. Your player of the week for week 5 is on you, Mr. KD.
Hands down, the player of the week is breaking news from earlier today. Of course, you don't know the date while we're recording this. The player of the week is Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco gets an opportunity to come throw the ball with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown in the backfield, Noah Fant, Mike Gesicki. He has a plethora of weapons. Joe Flacco has won this week. I don't know
This
what
man did
happened
not
Sunday.
just say Joe Flacco.
I don't know what happened on Sunday and all of that. That's complicating the situation. But Joe Flacco is the winner of this week because of the opportunity that's in front of him.
I tell you, with a calm and straight face. That man did not just say Joe Flacco as the player of the week.
Who was a bigger winner?
I
went
mean,
from throwing to Jerry Jeudy and then Njoku. No shot to them. That's two talented players. Now I get to throw to Jamar Chase, the best receiver in the league, T. Higgins, Mike Gesicki, Noah Fant, Chase Brown. I won.
I like how only one
Yeah,
of them can necessarily get a title, or a label. But hey,
and that's a total audible. That's not on my notes. I just felt that he was the biggest winner of the week. Now, if I go to the notes,
his situation, he won. You right. He definitely won by the change of situation. He went from being in a garbage franchise to being on a poverty franchise. So I mean, hey, you moved up a little bit. You went up the street, really. But
we feeling ourselves, huh? That jersey, I don't like you with that jersey, man. It's like that Space Jam water. He feeling himself, IT. It's gonna be a good one. But to get serious. On a serious note, Dak Prescott was my player of the week. 237 yards, 4 touchdowns. He had a stellar performance, and he's really been doing that all year for the most part. The defense just has not been helping him out.
He's an MVP candidate right now.
If his defense could stop anybody, he'd be taken more serious. But he's having a stellar season, and he stacked on top of that in this past week. Outside of Joe Flacco, who you got, Amar?
Okay, so I actually have a couple. Number one being Mr. Rico Dowdle, former Dallas Cowboy and now Carolina Panther, who put up 23 carries, 206 yards with 1 touchdown, while also having 3 catches for 28 yards. Number two is Emeka Egbuka, putting up 7 catches, 163 yards and a touchdown, which ultimately led to him having 31.3 fantasy points. And again, for I believe the second or third week in a row, Mr. Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts. Granted, he had 66 yards rushing. He had 3 touchdowns on the ground, 3 catches for only 20 yards. Again, another stellar fantasy performance from him. Another 30-point outing. Definitely an offensive player of the year candidate as of right now, with his MVP candidate quarterback Daniel Jones leading the helm. So yeah, that's what I got as far as player of the week.
Yeah, I had a few more names. I had Rico Dowdle, so I'm surprised you picked him too. But
I got Kyron Williams also, but he had the fumble, so he kind of was the honorable mention.
I got a guy that didn't get in the end zone, but he propelled his team to a win that meant more to him than anything. Stephon Diggs got to get a shout out. 10 receptions, 146 yards. It seemed like Drake May didn't throw to anybody but him, and whenever he chose to throw to him, he was open. So Stephon Diggs had a baller game. Of course, he didn't end up in the end zone, but the production was there. When you get 10 receptions, over 100 yards, we got to give you a shout out, man. That's work. And then, of course, I got a shout out. If we talking about these guys that got 1 touchdown or no touchdowns, I got to shout out the best receiver in the league that got 2 tutties. 110 yards, 2 tutties, Jamar Chase. Joe Flacco's going to have a great time, man.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you got him being y'all team's version of Travis Hunter. I thought Travis Hunter got drafted to the Jaguars. Not a few years ago did Jamar Chase get drafted to the Bengals that he was going to be Travis Hunter this year. He was second or third on your team.
2 receiving touchdowns.
You're right. Jamar Chase ended up with 3 tackles though. So that's why I'm trying to notify. Like, hey, he kind of walked in on Sunday and was like, "Hey, Travis, I'm the real dual threat." So I mean,
So you trying to? So let me get this clear. You saying not only is the best receiver in the league, he might be the best tackler in the league too.
I don't know about the best tackler.
Oh, I thought that's where you were going with it. My fault.
I mean, hey, he might be y'all best defender, to be honest. He put up 2 touchdowns and saved 3 of them, all because of Jake Browning. So, hey, he might be.
You're right. He might be the greatest ever. You're right.
All right. So now, to your point, Mr. KD, about Diggs.
How you feel about? Oh, my fault. You went there. Go ahead.
Yeah. About Diggs, whatever. So that's kind of where we're going. I'm gonna start with Amari, Mr. Amari. Then you can go ahead and get your spiel on it. So there's no more undefeated teams, and it's in large parts between Diggs and on the Buffalo Bills side, and then the Eagles. I really don't know what they did. So the question is, the thoughts about the Eagles' offensive woes as they continue, and then are the Bills playing down to their competition, or this is really what they at? It's on you, Mr. Amari.
Personally, just to touch on Philly early, I think this was really just a true testament to the fact that so far this season they've been one-dimensional, and it's not even to say like, oh, like the offensive side of the game, oh, they have a passing game, they have a running game. They have had no true offense all year. They've been winning games off defense and special teams, and I mean, it's gotten them through. But this game, especially against the Broncos, you needed your offense, and they did not come through. You needed all these offensive weapons that you had, and they did not show up. But to even more so swing it over to the Bills, it's just funny to me that the Bills debut some cold front uniforms, knowing that it doesn't snow in May. And Drake May walked into your house and showed y'all that
I like what you did there. I like what you did
that he was gonna be that guy. Like he took your former weapon and showed you what you lost. Showed you that Stephon Diggs is still that guy. And showed you that he's up and coming. So I don't know if I could say they're playing down to their competition, or their competition is starting to really see that they are able to be taken. I feel like that's the same way. I view it the same way as how the AFC West is starting to shape around with the Chiefs. I feel like the competition around them is starting to see that you can take the head of them. So nobody's necessarily scared this year. Eddie, what you got on that?
With the Eagles, I'm right there with you. Their offense has been atrocious. It's on the offensive coordinator to figure that out. They have a problem this far where they don't have no offensive identity this year. You have probably, I don't even say probably, you have the best running back in the league. It hasn't seemed that way. You have a top 3 to 5 wide receiver tandem. It hasn't seemed that way. You have a top 3 quarterback in the NFC. It hasn't seemed that way. You still have a sturdy offensive line. It hasn't seemed that way. It's just at a point now where their offense has been lackluster and it hasn't lived up to what we expected coming into the season.
And I'm glad you brought up the Saquon being the best running back, because just to kind of piggyback off of what I said about Rico Dowdle has more yards than Saquon this season.
And he just played his one game.
So that shows you how ineffective their offense has been so far.
Yeah.
But so you continue.
But they got to figure that out. They've been lucked up. They've been lucky to, like you said, have some defensive stops in key moments and really special team plays made that was able to get them by and win some of these games that the offense didn't come to play in that event. But they just got to figure out their identity. They're very lucky to be 4-1 right now off of what we've seen from this offense throughout the season so far. But with the talent over there, they'll figure it out. And if they don't figure it out, they'll make an adjustment to somebody else is going to be calling plays and directing that offense. So they have a good problem right here, standing at 4-1. But as far as when we go to the AFC and the Bills, I'm lost with the terminology. Playing down to their competition. The Bills are 4-1, which is a great record, big dog in the AFC. Do you know who the Bills have beat? when we say playing down to competition, you haven't had any competition since week 1. And that doesn't look that good right now because they only have 1 win. You beat the Jets, who have no wins, the Ravens, who have 1 win, the Saints, who are horrible, and the Dolphins, who are atrocious. So what do you mean by play down the competition? You haven't played nobody.
They almost lost that Miami game.
They haven't played anybody. So it's not a level of playing down to your competition. You just got beat. And that's not sugarcoated enough. You got beat. The Patriots played better than y'all yesterday. The turnovers hurt you. The penalties hurt you. You got beat. We're not going to try to baby it into playing down the competition. We haven't seen y'all against no big dogs yet. We thought the Ravens was a big dog game, but it didn't age well. That win didn't age well. And the rest of them are piss poor. So they didn't play down to competition. They haven't really played anybody. And then I believe they got the Falcons coming up. So maybe eventually we'll see them play a sturdy team, and then we can really judge. But you still, like I said about the Eagles, you're fortunate to be 4-1 at this point. You did what you're supposed to do through 5 games. So you're in a fortunate spot so that you can still build and become better and get better. But the playing down the competition is that's nowhere near accurate.
So, Mr. KD, this to Amari point in particular, when he say that we almost lost to the Dolphins, the Bills, that is, and we kind of struggle with the Saints. That's what I mean by playing down our competition. Even the games we won, we struggled with the Ravens, barely beat them. Even with the games we won, there was all struggle love. It was all struggle until maybe the fourth quarter.
Struggle team.
And that's why I was asking: is this really our level? Are we playing down, or this is really who we are?
Well, I ain't judging yet because, like I said, you've been playing lower end teams. So until I see you against a top team, I don't know. Maybe you were playing down. But as of right now, I can't say you're playing down because you haven't played anybody. I've seen you play this way too much to say it's just playing down the competition.
You got kicked off. Pause it.
All right. We're going to get to our next topic, and I'm going to start with you, Mr. KD. This is our full week 5 breakdown. You got Mac Jones out there looking good. What is the future for the Dolphins? Then we got Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, get me out of here, Mita. How long before he leaves the Giants? We already seen Flacco gone, so he's gone. Come back, Cam. Cam Ward get his first win after harsh words really called him trash about the TR for his team. And the Colts keep winning, and the Ravens keep crumbling. It's on you, Mr. KD.
Mac Jones, I'm going to start there. He had a good performance, but Mac Jones, he's in a situation. I don't want to compare to Daniel Jones because that's it's levels. But he's in a situation where he has an offensive-minded guy, an offensive coordinator, head coach that can that can improve his or not even improve, but magnify his talents. And it's going to show that he's a capable quarterback. You know, I think he has the opportunity to maybe get a bag at the end of this season if he keeps getting these opportunities. So 342 yards, 2 tutties. He looked good in the win. I think the next one you talked about was, you said Russell Wilson's get out of here meeting. Russell is complacent and content with being a backup with the New York Giants. And if he doesn't have a problem with it, just stay on the bench, reap in the benefits, and keep getting paid. I believe Denver's still paying him. So I know it's not financial, any move that he wants made. So Russell's content. The get out of here meter is low to none, 0 to none. Geno Smith, his safe net is he doesn't have nobody behind him that's really a threat. Sam Howell, is it Sam Howell? Sam Howell?
Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is his backup. He has no threat to take his spot.
Yeah, he don't have no threat. Now he leads the league in interceptions with 9. It's not looking good. But Pete Carroll brought him there for a reason. That's his guy. And I don't see the seat being that hot right now. It should be, but I don't see it being that hot, especially with nobody behind him that can step in. What else we were talking about? Miami. What should they do? Burn it down. It's time to burn it down and start over. When I say burn it down, I mean Tyreek got to go. Mike McDaniel got to go. Jalen Waddle maybe could stay. But we gotta make some changes, and we got to give up on what we expected or what we thought would be. Burn it down. Start over. Lastly, I'm gonna touch on my guy, Daniel Jones. Like I said last week, I'm on the Daniel Jones train. Another performance, another dub. What more do you want from me? His MVP candidacy continues to grow.
Hmm.
Amari, what you got?
Well, I'm gonna pick up where you left off. On Mr. Daniel Jones. I think at this point it is kind of hard to ignore the fact that it quite literally was New York. It was New York because 5 consistent weeks of putting in good play. Like he has not posted a single game where he has single-handedly done bad. He's been playing good ball to the point where it's like it genuinely brings to the thought that it was the Giants, and it might just be the Giants in general. Like this was the reason why Saquon and Xavier McKinney and Daniel Jones, everybody that's left the Giants organization has popped off once they immediately left. So, like you said, kudos to Daniel Jones. Might have to jump on that Daniel Jones MVP train.
No, no, it ain't enough
Uh,
room. It ain't enough room over
yeah,
there.
I mean, hey, I can fully respect it. I
Ain't
still
enough
don't
room.
think I don't necessarily think he's gonna win it, but he's definitely a front runner for it, if not the clear cut front runner after Josh
Now you
Allen's
could take
performance.
Jonathan Taylor, but you can't. It ain't no room on this train.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take that Jonathan Taylor Offensive Player of the Year train every time.
Yeah, ain't no room on this train.
I'll take that easily.
I am the conductor of this Daniel Jones MVP train.
But to swing it back to somebody with the same last name, Mac Jones has honestly been looking at a career revival since leaving the Patriots. His tenure in Jacksonville when Trevor Lawrence was out last year, he's the one that truly showcased and shown the ability to get Brian Thomas Jr. the ball, which eventually led to him getting his deal to San Fran. And even now, him taking advantage of these opportunities with Brock Purdy being out, he has a very good chance to leave this offseason and potentially find him a big name job. Um,
I.e. Sam
not
Darnold.
not necessarily sure as where. The the most unorthodox place I could see is being mainly Arizona if they do decide to give up on Kyler. But
New Orleans. Kellen
yeah,
Moore got to be the guy.
New Orleans. I feel like if they end up in a high draft pick situation, they're gonna try to get Drew Aller or
Not to
Arch Manning.
not to cut you off, Mark. You said if they end up in the high draft. Is that what you said?
If they end up in a 1 through 3,
If. Okay.
if I mean they got what 2 wins.
I don't care what they are. When I'm watching football on Sunday, I said it last week when I was watching it with my cousins. The Saints are the worst team in the league. I don't care how many wins they got. They're the worst team in the league.
Oh man, the Saints beat the Giants. The Giants beat the Chargers, and then
Saints are the worst team in
I'm
the league.
sorry. It's like the Panthers, Miami, and the Saints all kind of on the same level to me.
Saints are the worst team in the league today.
The Saints have the worst roster in the league. Are they the
That
worst
plays
team?
into it. That plays into it.
It's like, nah, I wouldn't say this is the worst team, but I do think they're the worst roster. But since I did bring in the Dolphins, I agree with you on the Dolphins. I do think that this is time for the Dolphins to truly implode and blow up that roster, blow up everything. Um, I've been standing on that hill where somebody has to go, whether it be Mike McDaniel, Tyreek, or Tua. If to be honest, it's is in his best chances for everybody to go, and then whoever Mike McDaniel ends up, somebody's going to get a crazed OC.
But
As
Mike
far
McDaniel
as
I still respect him as an offensive coordinator in
yeah,
mind.
as an offensive coordinator and as an offensive mind, he's going to give somebody's team a new light and a new identity when it comes to their offensive scheme.
I would love to have him. I would love to have him.
As far as Tyreek Hill, of course, with his injury in this past 2 weeks, it's it's kind of hard to determine what his future will be as far as the NFL or even his future in Miami. But I'm pretty sure he played that game. He played his last game as a Miami Dolphin, and he will probably be either seeking a new contract from another team in free agency, or as he stated before, once he finished his Miami contract, he will be retiring. So who knows what his future is as of right now. Uh, Now to get to the fun part, we talk about the Ravens, and I personally think, I feel like, and they've already kind of started with trading Odafe Owe to the Los Angeles Chargers. They're starting to implode on that roster and get guys out because I feel like they've already counted out this season. Being that Lamar is expected to miss I believe 3 to 4 weeks, this isn't looking like a season that is meant for them or they're meant for anything. So I think that they're starting to really implode and start to trade and try to figure out more pieces so they can go back to their main philosophy of drafting and developing talent. So to keep everything a little bit more close knit. But I stood firm in my full week breakdown where I had spent all of Sunday being the best hater I could be and praying on everybody else's downfall, which resulted in my Pittsburgh Steelers going 1-0 on the bye week because everybody else went 0-3. But that's all I got for this.
Mr. KD, let me ask you a question first. Did you see the Cardinals running back? I forgot his name. That fumbled at the 1 yard line. He really didn't fumble. He dropped the ball. I'm curious to what your thoughts about that. Like your thoughts about that, because I done
I got
seen
the,
this a couple of times from
I
Deshaun
got the same
Jackson.
I
Go
got
ahead.
the same thoughts as Jonathan Gannon. Did you see what
Get
happened
him
on the
off the
sideline?
field.
You see what on
Like,
the sideline?
he got fined for that too. He
Yeah,
got
can't
fined
be
for
doing
holding
it.
him accountable.
You can't be doing that no more. Nah, he punched
Yeah,
that man, boy. He
yeah,
punched that man.
yeah, he did. He punched that man dead in his chest.
Yeah,
I mean,
we in a
I
different
mean,
time now. Back in the
I mean,
day, Mike Singletary grabbed your helmet and broke your neck, but now you can't do that. You can't get caught doing it either. That's really what it is. You can't get caught
yeah.
doing it. And you gonna
Uh,
get caught with all the
it
cameras. So
was definitely what many would call a brain dead mistake, but it happens to the best of us.
not the best.
Amari, yeah, you definitely right about that. Not the best, but Amari DiMarcardo, Imari DiMarcardo, he's had tenures in numerous places, but has found most of his success being in Arizona, and I feel like they will still give him a slew of opportunities, being that that backfield is technically his as of right now, with James Conner being out and Trey Benson also being out. So I don't think we're seeing the end of Imari DiMarcardo just yet.
That's his first name, Amari. I didn't know that.
And Mr. Amari, let me ask you a question. You being an ex college football player, did you think the coach went too far? Because you got to think about it. That was a 70-yard run. It swung the momentum back to the Titans, and at the end of the day, they end up losing that game, a very close game. So, do you think the coach went too far? How do you feel about it? Old school versus new school ways of coaching.
I was brought up in the old school way, so it's like hard coaching, and also being that me growing up, I had my father as my coach most of the time, so that was relatively exactly how I would be coached if I made such a mistake as that. But in today's age, I definitely do think he did kind of go a little bit overboard, mainly being that it was caught by the media and things can get misconstrued, and who knows the actual true words that were said in the conversation that he did have, in the little brief conversation he did have with him before he did eventually strike him and his in the chest plate of his shoulder pads. But Jonathan Gannon was fined for that. I'm pretty sure he'll eventually have a press conference explaining it, or at least touching base about what happened. But I do think he, like I said, I do think he went a little bit overboard, but
No,
it's
I gotta cut.
nothing new.
I gotta cut you, man. No, he didn't go too far. Only error in the whole situation was the cameras involved. Um, the
That's
thing
the only
is,
reason why I say he went
Jim,
overboard.
Jim Ricardo didn't feel like he went overboard. He had no reaction.
Yeah,
He knew it was an accountability moment. He knew the
yeah.
relationship that Gannon has with him, and he took in that moment. Because if he felt a way about it, he could have went back at Gannon. He didn't move at all. He was solid. So he understood whatever, like you said, the conversation that we didn't hear, he heard. It didn't rub him the wrong way. It didn't push him the wrong way. Then he got physical with him. He didn't react to that. That didn't even cross the line with him. So we have to judge off of his reaction. If he didn't overreact or he didn't look at it and take it some type of way, then maybe they have the relationship necessary for something like that to happen. So that's coaching to me. And like you said, I was right there with you in the beginning from even my basketball coaching history. That's what I came up knowing. That's what I'm comfortable with. That's what you see. That's what, like, man, that's PG compared to some of the things I've seen. As matter of fact, that's
Seeing
G
a
rated.
seeing a coach with that much passion just lets me know how much he cares for you and he cares for that game.
And not only just that, that to me, what I saw was when I look at the whole clip, and like I said, DeMarcado not reacting, or none of the players that was around him not reacting, that goes to show me the relationship he has with these players. You have to build a relationship to be able to do that. If I don't really know you or know where you stand on certain points, you can't just hit me and we act like it didn't happen. But if the relationship and the building blocks have been put in place, that we have a bond where I know you have my best interest in mind, and I know that I told you to hold me accountable, and this is just how we do it. The cameras didn't matter at that point. This is who we are in practice. So I don't think he overreacted. I think off of seeing the whole thing in totality, he now could he have not put his hands on him? Yes. But the fact that he did put his hands on him and it wasn't blown over as far as on the field or on the sideline, that goes to show me the relationship and the accountability they have in playing Arizona. And that's actually a highlight for me. That showed me that made me feel good about what they got going for a little bit. He got to hit Kyler Murray next.
All right, and I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari. So earlier, you and Mr. KD, y'all was talking about Daniel Jones and the Colts, etc. So I want to know Daniel Jones. I'm not Daniel Jones. The Colts, the Bills, the Steelers, and the Jazz, all in the AFC have one loss, and then you have 4 teams on the NFC that has one loss. The Bucks.
5.
You say it's okay. 5 teams that got one loss. So out of all these teams, we're gonna start with the AFC first, and then you go Mr. KD. Then we go to the NFC. Out of these teams, who are the contenders and who are the pretenders? It's on you, Mr. Amari.
So I said it before. I have the Colts listed as cuties, uh, aka pretenders. I do think their regular season success will not translate into the postseason. So I hey, you can go ahead and write that up. Hey, I don't think their regular season success will translate into the postseason. Although there's a lot of time in between. They can even more. So even though they're
Mm-mm,
already kind of the
mm-mm.
pinnacle of it all, they can ramp up. But I don't see it translating into the postseason. Uh, the Bills have to pick things up, but I do still see them as a contender. They sad to say they have the reigning MVP at the helm, so they're always a sneaky threat when it comes to the postseason. My Pittsburgh Steelers, I have us as a playoff contender, not a Super Bowl contender, but a playoff contender nonetheless.
You said
So
contend for the playoffs or can be a threat in the playoffs?
contend for the playoffs is, like I said, playoff contender. So yes, I have my Steelers as a playoff contender, to say the least. I have Jacksonville as another team that is a pretender, but I feel like they have a better chance at being a contender if they were to peak late. I feel like they're too shaky as of right now for me to instantly just think that they're contenders based off of their record through 5 weeks. They're too shaky of a team offensively, and defensively for me to just instantly jump and put all my eggs in that basket. Although their defense is the number one turnover defense in the NFL.
Yes, they are.
Jumping to the NFC, the Lions are contenders. The Eagles, contenders. The 49ers, I think, are truthfully pretenders because of the people that they have played. But the Niners, being that they have Kyle Shanahan, the offensive minds that they have with Robert Saleh back on that defensive side, if they peak at the right time, they can be back to that scary 49ers defense that we have seen, just minus Nick Bosa and the other stars that they've had in the past. And the last team is the Bucks, and they're contenders to me. Baker Mayfield is legit. Regardless of who he's throwing the ball to, Baker Mayfield is legit. The Bucks are contenders. Eddie, who you got?
Packers only have one loss too. That's the trick one, because they only have one loss.
I thought they're 2-2-1.
2-1-1.
2-1-1. Okay.
So that's the tricky one, right? Am I wrong? I think they're 2-1-1, right?
Thought they were 2-2-1, to be honest. To say the least, I do think the Packers are very much so. I feel like the Packers come back healthy with their slew of receivers. Their, of course, newly acquired defensive weapon in Michael Parsons. I think they're very much a chance to be a contender, but I feel like that depends on the matchups as well in the playoffs. Micah has been shown to, I mean, as anybody or any great offensive play caller is going to scheme against, or scheme away from a dynamic defensive threat such as Michael Parsons. And being as we all watched the Green Bay and Dallas Cowboys game, he was nullified that entire game. So if he's nullified to that extent in the playoffs, there's no way the Packers will kind of overcome that. And I said they have enough offensive firepower where they can keep up putting points, but if you're not going to stop anybody from scoring, you're just going to end up in the same result every time.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit them quick. Colts are a contender for me right now. Like I said, I'm on that Daniel Jones train, and it's really their defense. The defense is so stout, and they cause so many problems that if Daniel Jones could continue to just not put the ball in the other team's hands, I feel like they'll be a very dangerous team, and that's what's most important in the playoffs as far as protecting the rock. The Bills are a contender, even though they haven't played anybody yet. I still have confidence in who, like you said, leads that organization. Jags and the Steelers are in the same boat. We got two pretenders that started very well. That's just what it is. Eagles, contender. I think they'll fix it. Too much talent on that roster. The Bucks, contender, like you stated. Baker Mayfield's playing out his mind, and they're going through some injuries right now that they'll get a chance to bounce back from later in the season.
10-1. He's 10-1.
Who?
Baker, 10 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Oh yeah, they're a contender. Yeah, Baker. Yeah, I'm not against the Baker MVP candidacy. The 49ers are pretenders. The Packers are contenders. They were a high contender for me before the season. I'm sticking to that. They haven't done nothing to lose my faith. I think they should have more wins than they do right now. But where they stand, they didn't lose no faith. The Lions are still dangerous on offense, and the defense still can make plays, so they're contenders. So as far as AFC, I got Bills and Colts as contenders, Jags and Steelers as pretenders, Eagles, Bucks, and Lions, and the Packers as contenders. Just the 49ers that I count as a pretender. Even though they can outshow me because they're going through a lot right now too, and still coming out with dubs.
All right, Mr. KD. And I'm gonna get to the next topic, and I'm gonna start right there with the 49ers. This is our injury report. So Brock Purdy. So the reason I bring him up is because with the Jones, Matt Jones stepping up the way he is this showing you that it's more the system or the quarterback? So with that being said, what's the real future for Brock Purdy and the 49ers moving forward? Also, Tyreek Hill, his injury, what was the impact that he had on the Dolphins this week or overall, or will it not have an impact? And when we finish there, we're going to get to basketball with Philly. What should they do with Joel Embiid and Paul George? They always injured. And the question is for them two and also Zion Williams, over and under 50 games played this year. It's on you, Mr. KD.
Brock's injury is a turf toe. But as far as the future is a compromise. He just got paid. So Mac Jones can do a great job and he can ball out and hold the spot down while he's going. And that'll help Mac Jones move on to a different franchise and gives him an opportunity to actually be the starting quarterback. But the job in San Francisco is not up for grabs, not as of right now. Miami, that Tyreek Hill injury just accelerated the process and really pushed them into rebuild where they need to make a decision on what to do with this roster. And that's why me and Amari touched on and agree on it's time to burn it down and rebuild. Who's involved in that fire is up for grabs and debate. I feel like you burn everything down. You start from ground zero. So that Tyreek Hill is going to be a blessing in disguise 4 to 5 years down the line for this team. Who else we had before basketball? That was it on before basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let Amari go on football first before we go basketball.
Oh no, I agree with what you said. I mean, Mac Jones can go out there and play excellent ball until Brock Purdy come back. But when Brock Purdy comes back, it's Brock Purdy's team.
You hold
So yeah, you just a placeholder at the time. And I mean, by all means, Mac Jones, go out there and play your best ball and get your money at the end of the season. Because you're
placeholder in the world.
You're bound to be guaranteed to either be a high trade candidate in this offseason or a very good looking free agent when the market comes. So he can definitely bless his value right now until Brock Purdy comes back. But Brock did just get paid. There's no way Brock's spot is up for grabs right now. When it comes to Tyreek, like I said, his injury just kind of sped up his timetable in getting out of Miami. He already wanted out of Miami, and now with this injury, sad to say, it's just being that you're 30, you're 31, you're going to be probably a whole year removed coming from this injury. So you'll be 33 by the time you come back. You're gonna be a different guy where you were once known for your speed and being so electric and being able to once you catch the ball, as soon as you touch the ground, you can go from 0 to 60 in 0.5. It's not gonna be that. You're not gonna have that same quick twitch. So Miami needs to find the time to move on from Tyreek. I don't think they're gonna do it as of right now, being that he's hurt, unless they just decide to waive him. But I don't think this is the time. I do think they do need to implode, whether that is the firing of Mike McDaniel or just the trading of assets that they do have to try to bolster this roster, or even try to get even more assets for the incoming draft, or just to try to filter out some older talent to bring in younger talent. I just think it's about time for them to try to cycle this veteran leadership that they've been having and start to bring in a new fountain of youth to this team. But since we back to basketball, Katie, you can go ahead.
Hold on, let me get this one quick. Mr. Amari, is there any other notable injuries that you know about that happened this week before we get to basketball, Mr. KD?
Just the usual injuries that we've been talking on. Injuries such as CeeDee Lamb still being sidelined, Lamar Jackson still being sidelined. There were, a plethora of season-ending injuries. I don't want to keep harping on those. You don't want to keep dwelling on the bad, but no true notable injuries that happened this past weekend that we need to address. So I think it's enough that we can step into the basketball realm now.
Bills Mafia's pride is down for 2 to 3 weeks.
That's an injury. An insult to injury, I should say.
That's a brand new injury.
But Mr. KD, what you got on this Joel Embiid and PG news?
Oh, let me close this topic real quick and be real straight to the point. You trade both of them. Get them out of here.
I say it's the simplest solution. Get them
You added
gone.
you added the audible 50 games or less. Doesn't matter. I'm not gonna answer it. Don't care. Zion, I think, will play over 50. I think the losing weight and the shape he's in right now will put him
It definitely
in a better
helped
situation.
him.
He's gonna be more fluid. There's less wear on his tires, so to say. So I think Zion will be over 50 and be at PG-13. I don't care. I just feel like they need to be traded, and Philly needs to invest in Maxey and start building around him. What you got, Amar?
Oh no, I have the exact same notes. You stole that from my book before we started shooting. And yeah, I definitely agree. I think it was actually about time for Embiid to go maybe 2 years ago. Actually, right, maybe not after his defensive player of the year, but the year prior. He
Who
should
won
have
Defensive
left.
Player of the Year?
Yeah, he won a defensive player of the year. Oh no, not a defensive player of the year, MVP. That's what it was. Not
I
defensive
was
player of
about
the
to
year. It was the
say,
MVP.
boy,
That's
I
what
didn't
it
know he
is. It
really
was
played
nah,
defense.
not defensive player of the
You
year. He
talking
won the
about the one they
MVP.
stole from my boy? Yeah, I know which one you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
about.
So he should have been gone not the next season, but
No, it was the next
two
season.
years removed from
Literally.
that.
Well, yeah,
But
the end of that next season. Yeah, the end of
yeah,
the next season.
he should have been gone. Um, I never understood the move for Philly bringing in Paul George. I mean, I get it. You getting a 3-and-D player. It doesn't make sense to have two players that will never really be on the court at the same time. So I definitely do see the reason in trading them. I don't know exactly where either player would go
Don't care.
or what teams could even carry their contracts at this point. Don't really care necessarily unless Paul George is coming back to Indiana. But
Take him.
yeah, I don't really care. As far as their overall philosophy, I do think, like you said, I do think they need to get this money dispersed so then they can invest in building this team around Tyrese Maxey, who is obviously their young star. And to the game props that IT did post, I like you said, I got Zion going over 50 games. I do think his weight loss, his new training regimen is going to be going to help him a lot, especially this upcoming season. And then being that they did bring in a lot more talent to New Orleans, he's not necessarily going to be the number one focus for scoring, so he doesn't have to worry about that necessarily either.
Who you talking about? You're not talking about Jordan Poole, right?
Hey man, he scores.
We'll do that another time.
He scores. I ain't got no, he's a scoring threat.
Okay.
So he ain't got to really look. He ain't got to look into too much into trying to score, but he is gonna be looked at to be one of the high volume scorers on his team, being that he is the star. So I
I
see
think he should have an
Zion going over
all-star
50
season.
games.
He should have an all-star season. He should have an all-star season.
Yes, no doubt. I see. I can definitely see Zion going over 50 games. I don't see Joel or PG actually making it over 50. Crazy to say, I got them right at 45.
And Mr. KD, I'm gonna ask you a question about Zion. You just said part of what I'm about to ask. You said All Star. If he does play with 50, so we're gonna give him an All Star. That means he got to at least play 65 for that. What do you see him looking like?
No, not all-star. All-star?
Yeah,
That's
for
the
any
all.
awards you got to. Oh no, 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 no. Cause All Star is done
Yeah,
way before. Yeah, that's
yeah.
done before February. So you're right. But what do you see him? What type of season you see? Points, rebound. I mean, what do you see if he plays 50 to 60 games this year? How dominant do you think he could be?
They still got DeJounte, right? Am I tripping? Or
Yeah,
is he still there?
I believe he's still there.
Yeah.
You got
DeJounte has
him,
been one of the
Poole.
underrated point guards for me for a while, even with San Antonio and all his stops. But I got Embiid if he capitalizes on the opportunity like I expect him to. I got him like 19, 7, and 4. but I think the fact that his impact is going to be what pushes him to an all-star, because we know the votes count when you talk about all-stars, and he's going to be so electric, and the highlights are going to be so viral that that's going to catapult him into the all-star realm. So that's why I said his stats will be enough to hold weight towards the impact he's going to have as far as the highlights and the viral moments and all of that.
I'm really starting to think you taking off my sheet because your stats close to mine. We kind of fluctuated in a little area. I did have him a little bit scoring a little bit more. I actually had him getting 20. So I had him with 27 and 3.
Oh no, 27-3. I thought you said
No,
27.
not 27.
Oh,
27
right.
and 3. Yeah, he's yeah. I feel like most of a bulk of his points are gonna come off putbacks mainly. And that's
Yeah,
why I
you
feel like
only
he's
1 point off. We right there.
that's what I'm like. I like the 1 point. I feel like it doesn't really make that much of a difference. I just feel like Zion's more of an and one threat, being that he's more in the paint. He
He don't hit the
dunks.
free throws. That's his
Yeah,
problem.
that's the main thing is him hitting the free throws. So uh, I don't know whether his new training regimen has him doing a lot more free throw shooting or even focusing more on his jump shot than his overall like wear and tear on his knees just to try to kind of limit that. But
I
I
don't
do
want to
think
shun
Zion
him.
is. I do think Zion's ready for another All Star season.
I don't want to look down on him or negate, because he could have had a hell of an offseason to improve it. But just as far as his jump shot, the mechanics of his jump shot and everything, I don't see that improving too much. Now, like I said, he can shock us all, but I don't see too much growth in that as far as the jump shot. But I am interested to see how he's going to attack these matches and mismatches. Will that lost weight make him quicker on that first step? Because that's really where he's most dangerous. The first step is where he gets you. So will that lighter body make that first step more exclusive?
All right. So we're gonna get to the next topic. I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari. On one side, you got football, and Mr. KD got basketball. So since this episode 25 is fall, it's time to ball. So let's go ball. We're gonna try to figure out right now what is the best fall sport. Amari got football, Mr. KD got basketball. It's on you, Mr. Amari.
So I think it's evident that football is the better fall sport, being that the viewership for football way beyond subsedes what the NBA's viewership is, and whether that's TV viewership or overall attendance at games, it's way up and above. The largest NBA arena seats only 20,917, if I'm correct, and that is United Center. Whereas the largest NFL arena, being MetLife, seats 82,500 people, which can also get up because MetLife can expand, can go up to 100,000. So that overall is just beyond that. And then, like I said, NFL regular season game and TV viewership, 15 million views, whereas the NBA regular season game only has 1.4 million. It does not come close. America's pastime, if not baseball, is football. It will not be basketball. It is.
That was cute. All the numbers you brought up with the viewership and the packed stadiums and everything like that. And I can't argue that because those are facts. Can't argue facts. That's one of my mottos. But what I'm going to say is basketball is the better fall sport, because that's my point of argument, and that's what I'm going to say. Why is it the better? When we speak football, you're known for owning Sundays. Fall is a season. It's not just Sundays. It's 7 days a week. You got basketball, multiple games every day of the week once they get going. I don't have to wait till Monday night football. I don't have to wait till Thursday night and think if I got Amazon Prime and then go
You
to
host
Sunday.
more games because you need the views to make your games matter.
No, I host more games because logically we have more
Because you
games.
need to make your games matter.
We have a longer season. So that's why I have to do more games. But as far as basketball, like I said, you can pick and choose. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have
With
something for you
football,
every day of the week.
I mean, football season.
He's nervous. You see, he keep
You
interjecting. He's nervous.
no
Nervous, I
football.
think.
Nervous about
Yes.
what? Football season, like you said, you said you're primarily known for Sundays. We have
Right.
Sunday. Not even just to throw this out. Middle school football starts on Wednesday.
Oh,
High
IT,
school
where we
football
going?
is Thursday,
Where we going,
Friday.
IT?
College
Where we
is
going, IT?
Saturday, and we have Sunday. So from
Red
Wednesday
flag.
to Sunday,
Red flag.
from,
Hey,
from
let the
Wednesday
ref
to
step in.
Sunday,
You can't do that. Step
from
in,
Wednesday
IT.
to Sunday, there's
Step in, IT.
football on.
Then,
Or
I'm gonna
in
have to speak
NFL
my truth.
terms, I have Sunday, Monday, Thursday. They have Friday games time to time and
If the
Saturday
ref,
games.
if the ref don't step in and say something, I'm gonna speak my truth.
Speak your truth. Because our referee has not said anything because he knows these are facts.
Yeah, and in basketball, outside of like I said, the any nights you want a game, we have multiple options for you. It's just a more intimate environment. We don't have 22 guys on the field. We have 10 guys on the court at once. We don't have yards of separation between us and the audience. We have floor seats where you can actually dap up the fans as you make a huge play in the magnitude of these big games. It's temperature controlled, which works to the favor of basketball and football. It depends on your perspective of what you say. But to basketball, it's temperature control. We're not never going to have to worry about what's going on outside or what can hinder this game. This game is going on regardless. So basketball is my favorite sport to play. So I stand firm on this argument of basketball being a better fall sport than football.
I don't necessarily see that basketball being the better fall sport. Being former college athlete, former college football player at that, I see the highs and the lows of football being in the fall. As you said, being temperature controlled. It depends on the environment in which you are in, or I would say the facilities that you do maintain as a program. But it can be deemed unsafe in some weather conditions for football. But the overall energy that you get from a football game, the rowdiness, the just animalistic feeling that you get from quite literally taking
Well, this is a
one
sport.
man and
This is a
moving
sport.
him. This
Not
is a
the zoo.
sport.
Yeah, not the
No,
zoo.
this
This is sports.
yeah, you're right. But
So you don't
this
get
is
bonuses
where
for animals. This ain't
you
the
don't
zoo.
get bonuses for animals, but you get those players bonuses for being their most primal on that field.
No, we're
And
not getting bonuses.
that's exactly what you're coming to see every single time. Every time
We're
that you put on that
professionals.
Bengals
Professionals.
jersey on Sunday, and you're looking for Trey Hendrickson to go primal on the other team's quarterback.
We're professionals over here in basketball. We're not animals.
We're professionals. Oh, actually, that's crazy because Draymond Green has definitely done a lot of things that you would say are pretty animalistic. But hey, to each their own. Rasheed Wallace, but. We can. I mean, football has their own. I mean, hey, I guess just because you wear suits and go to the game, don't mean that you're a professional when you do it.
Y'all wear wife beaters and it's no uniform. It's no.
Do I have to pull up a Kyle Kuzma outfit?
He's not wearing what these guys walk in wearing.
You're right. He walking in there with a pink flamingo wrapped around him, trying to put up 20.
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma is a bad example.
Mr. KD, let me ask you this question. Not just which one better. Which one do you have to be a better athlete to play, basketball or football?
Football.
I can actually say I really think that depending on what you play in football, you have to be a better athlete. But I think the overall better athletes are in basketball.
No, the better athletes are in basketball. He said, what do you need to be a better athlete in? So I feel like football. I think if you're a better athlete in football, your ceiling is higher. You can be uber athletic in basketball and be trash. So that's what I'm saying. When he said need, it's football.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. To that question, to just to emphasize that word, because like you said, the word need makes that changes that entire question.
Not to
So
pinpoint the guy or shoot a shot at him, but Gerald Green is uber athletic. What did that get him?
yeah, Gerald Green, 2K14 legend.
Derrick Jones Jr. is uber athletic. What did that get him? That's what I'm saying. When we
Slam dunk
talk about
champion.
uber athletes in football, what we talk about? DK Metcalf or Jamar Chase, or when we talk about uber athletes in football, these are the guys.
Yeah, they're that guy, at least
Aiden Hutchinson,
in their
Miles Garrett,
department.
these are the guys. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Amari, let me ask you something. And also, you can be super athletic and be Travis Hunter and do nothing. But let me ask you something,
Did
Mr.
you see the
Amari.
play he made?
Who? Yeah, I know. Only one highlight the whole season.
No.
Who would be
What?
able to transition easier? Football players to basketball or basketball players to football? And then it's on you after Amari, Mr. KD.
Me personally, I've always stood on the table to say that a basketball player with true determination can actually they can excel in transition when it turns to the football field, because there are numerous basketball players turn tight ends and they end up being Hall of Famers. Um, I believe one being Antonio Gates never played a down of college football, but definitely ends up being a Hall of Fame tight end. So it's an easier transition for them, being that you've already are used to pretty much using post moves and uh bodying somebody out, using your frame against somebody, to now it's the same thing, but now you're just targeting an even smaller ball. So I do think basketball is a lot easier to transition to football than for football to transition to basketball. I feel like you're just overly aggressive trying to get on the basketball court at that point. Eddie?
Yeah, it's basically a segue from the last question you asked. It's going to be easier for basketball to transfer to football because the athletic ability transfers easier to the football game. The only real hurdle they would have to jump is the mentality point. But as far as them being the uber athlete in basketball, it'll be easy for them to translate into football. And a scheme or team game plan can magnify their athletic ability alone. So
And Mr. KD, that's what before we this is gonna be the last one before we get to the next topic. That right there, I think, separates football and basketball in particular. For basketball players to go to football, to have that what Mr. Murray called barbaric mentality. So what do you think? How hard do you think that it would be for Rondo or Kevin Durant or LeBron James? You name the person, it doesn't matter. Draymond Green, anybody want to name, or just them overall, how hard would you think for it be for them to transition to basketball and take on that mentality? In the words of Marshawn Lynch, I'm gonna run across your face over and over and over and over and over again. What do you think it takes? I was on you, Mr. Mark. I'm Mr. KD.
it's going to be a hard trade. It's going to be a hard adjustment for either side. Like I said, it'll be easier for basketball, but it's not going to be easy. They still have to get accustomed to constant physicality on every play. They have to get accustomed to the way the basketball game is right now. They don't want any physicality, to be honest. Well, it doesn't seem that way. So they would have to be accustomed to every play ending with physicality. So that would change the dynamic immensely. So it's going to be a huge adjustment for either side. I don't see no basketball player right now that I can say, oh, he can slide into football and be dominant um, instantly, so to say, or vice versa, football to basketball. It's just you do what you do and I do what I do. And the real thing is you've been doing it for such amount of time that it's not going to be an easy adjustment in any case. So it's tremendously hard to go either way. And it's not just strategic or specific to football, basketball. It's if baseball, hockey, it's any sport. Once you've been doing something for so long, it's going to be hard to make an adjustment, mentality wise, physicality wise, and skillfully wise.
But Mr. KD, when you just brought up hockey, it made me think about something. They make a transition to football. They may not have the skill sets. I'm talking about the mentality only. They make. I was just
When
watching
you
football
separate,
game, and they had the hockey guys there everybody on the hockey team missing their front
Once
row.
you separate it, that loses your value of your point you're making. You can't just say the mental part is enough. No, you have to have the mental part, the skill part, the physical part. Like all of that has to capacate what you need to make that jump. So their mentality might be closer for the transfer, but the skill won't. The athletic ability won't. So the mentality and physicality might. It's like it's a full
Actually,
spectrum.
I'm gonna solidify your point because of two of the people that he used in his examples. One being Draymond Green, who actually did play collegiate football at the University of Michigan State and transitioned to being an NBA basketball player. So that right there lets you know that it cannot be done. It is the mental, and you do need that. He didn't have the mental. He didn't
Yeah,
have
you need it all.
the true want to want to do that. But on the basketball court, he's too aggressive. So there's no middle lane for him. Because when you go on football, now you're being bullied. But when you go on the basketball court, you're the bully.
Come out here
Like I
with
said,
these,
in
come out here with
football,
these 330.
there's the main rule in football, which makes everybody, and like I said, it's the mental thing, is to take one man against his will and move him, and there's nothing he can do about it. Draymond Green couldn't live up to that aspect. That's why he plays in the NBA.
Made a great decision.
LeBron played football as well. He chose that decision because he's seen what his life could be in the NBA. There's two different outcomes. Draymond had it. He was there at the D1 level and had it,
You're
and
not
chose
getting
to opt
20
out.
year. You're not getting 20+ year careers out of the NFL. You're not getting that. That's
Are we
if you.
are we missing the fact that there are people that have done that? There's an actual
I'm
dude
not saying.
live just doing that right now.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying the likelihood of it is very slim.
Yeah, like it's because especially I will say to even more aid the Draymond Green point, like he played tight end. There's not many tight ends in general that even come close to a 20-year career unless you're Mercedes Lewis. Mercedes Lewis is the only person to even come close to a 20-year career. And I believe he actually did reach 20, but he's the only person to come close. So it's not a high standard because, like you said, you're not getting 20-year careers just handed to you like you sadly can in the NBA if you are a
Way more
decent
way
enough
more
player.
2-3 year careers than there is 20s.
Yeah, it's
All right. So we're gonna get to the next topic, but before we get there, I think Mr. Amari brought up a good point when he brought up Draymond Green. And in words of Zebo, see, in football, the bullies bully the bullies. See, in basketball, you can be the biggest bully. You can be Draymond. You can go out there, kick people in the groin, all that. He would have did that one time in football, and they would have popped the Red Sea on him. So I'm gonna
It's
go to
not
you,
even
Mr.
about bullies in football. He don't have to be a bully. He's just
Yeah,
330 pounds. Like you
yeah,
don't have
that's
to
what
be
I'm
a bully.
saying. Yeah. It's a packing order. As soon as you walk in the locker room, you see it. It's a packing order. So I'm gonna go to you, Mr. KD, for our next topic. I'm gonna let you set it up. This is our red light, green light, wide receiver edition. It's on you, Mr. KD.
Favorite segment, man. Red light, yellow light, green light, and how we gonna do it this time is I'm gonna be the what my man Shannon Sharp say? The proctor. Nah, he used something different. I like his word better, but I'm gonna do the proctor, and I'm gonna throw some names out at my partner here, Amari, and he can tell me his opinion on red light, yellow light, green light. Of course, we're not going for none of the well-known certified receivers. That kills the whole segment. We're going for the guys that will spark interest and debate. All right, you ready, Amari? I don't know if you have some names ready or not, but I'll probably touch on some of the names you have.
I do have a few. I only got one star name that I do hope you say.
Nah, I
But
don't think I got no stars.
I'll save it for the end.
I don't think I got no stars up here. But I'm gonna start with probably the biggest name out on my list. George Pickens, where we at?
I personally think it's green. I think Dallas is. I think Dallas has seen
So
enough
it's
that
all
they're willing to resign him.
it's all
I
go.
feel, yeah, I feel like Dallas is. I feel like Dallas has seen enough, especially with the absence of CeeDee Lamb and his connection with Dak, that they are willing to sign him. And also, I've heard no type of bad
It's
connotation or
a
bad
young
news
boy.
from
That's
from
my guy.
George. I've heard nothing bad about George Pickens as far as being in Dallas Cowboys camp. He's apparently been nothing but an exceptional teammate. So, like I said, I really see Dallas bringing him back. I think it's a green.
I want you to win, man. I just want like I George Pickens. I want you to win. Like I'm in your corner. Now you are a hothead. That's
Yeah,
why. That's
I
why I
I
call
am
you
a George.
NFL young boy. You're a hothead, but I want you to win. I want
He
you to
he hates the nickname, but he lives up to it every time. I love George Pickens. I
every
hope to
time.
see. I hope for
When I'm
success for
watching
him
the
every time.
Cowboys, I just be looking for the little things. Like, oh, he about to tip. He about to snap. I be looking for the little things.
He ain't get 4 targets. He about to punch that DB.
No, I be seeing the little DBs do little extra stuff after the play, and I be like, oh yeah, he about to snap. Like I be waiting for it. But I got another one. Brian Thomas Jr.
I feel like it's a yellow. He. This is a sophomore slump. Last year, like I said earlier, most of his main success actually came when he had Mac Jones at the helm and not with Trevor Lawrence. So I do think this is really just a sophomore slump, but maybe it's more of a red light on Trevor Lawrence than it is on Brian Thomas.
Mm. Travis Hunter.
I think it's a little too early. I still think this is green. I think he's still good. I think this is
What?
early. I think this is early. I think it's too early.
But green don't mean it's early. Green mean all I've seen enough.
Oh well, then let me stay red there because he good.
I
I
think
think
you're
it's
trying to say yellow. You saying it's
yellow.
I'm still looking. I'm still looking.
Yellow like it. Him as a receiver, and I've said this. You can go back to our first few podcasts. I never saw Travis Hunter as a first round receiver. He was
I,
never a first round receiver to me.
I
He
really
he
think it's the
was
second corner.
easily yeah. He would have been a first round corner, no doubt. But as far as a receiver, you at most were a top 40 to top 50 player. I could have if you were strictly a receiver, he could have been grabbed in the second round. His versatility is what made him a top 2 pick. Him being a corner is what made him a first round pick. But you being a receiver, you're only top 40. You're nothing truly special. There are a bunch of third receivers that I would probably take in place of him.
Yeah. His athletic ability is undeniable, but that
Yes, that is
your
true.
athletic ability at the receiving position, it only puts you in position to make plays here and there. Like he had a tremendous play in double coverage last on the
Last night.
previous game, but that's the consistency is what makes you elite, and that's what's lacking. I'm gonna save this name because I think that's gonna be a debate. Calvin Ridley.
I'm done.
Oh, red light.
I'm done. Sad to say, it's like, I mean, of course, and Cam Ward seems to be satisfied. He loves Calvin Ridley, but
You seen enough?
after his year off from his gambling suspension after he left Atlanta, um, he had that. I mean, he had a few
Yeah,
flashes when he
injured
was in
too, man.
Jacksonville.
Didn't he get
I mean,
injured?
yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was injured. He was injured in Atlanta. Then he got suspended for gambling. Then he got traded to Jacksonville, and he showed flashes at some points, but it's really been nothing. Like, sad to say, it was like his best years were when he was paired with Julio, and he's past that now.
So you red light, you done with him.
Yeah, I'm done.
Cooper Cup.
I don't. I necessarily don't think the change of scenery helped him, but I don't know if that's. I don't know. I feel like that's more of a testament to Matt Stafford than it is.
Side note, my Yankees are right now fighting for their lives, and they tied it up
Hey,
with the Blue
hmm
Jays to extend the series. That's a side note.
Baseball side note. We'll talk baseball. We'll talk baseball next week.
Well, it ain't gonna be
But
nothing to talk
nah.
about. It's over tonight.
Uh,
I think they're gonna put us out. But never mind. Let's stay on topic. What you say about Cooper Cup?
I don't think, like I said, I don't think the change of scenery necessarily helped him. I mean, even though Sam Darnold is playing some very good ball, I mean, you left Matthew Stafford. Matt Stafford has.
Well, he didn't leave him.
I
They
mean, yeah,
sent
you
him
didn't
out.
leave him.
They
They
sent
kind of
him out.
sent you. They
Yeah.
sent you packing.
Puka,
They wanted you.
Puka
They
made
wanted
you
you to.
tradable.
Yeah, Puka made you tradable.
Yeah.
Devontae being available
Oh,
made you
hey,
easier to walk.
Puka made you available. Devontae put you out the house. Like once they got you don't live here no more.
It's
Change the
so
locks.
it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's necessarily. I still believe in Cooper Cup. I think it's yellow on Cooper Cup. I feel like you still got a little bit more time for him and Sam Darnold to figure things out.
Marvin Harrison.
If Marvin
That's the
Harrison
one I
Jr.
held on
doesn't,
to
if
because I
he
wanted
doesn't if he doesn't figure these things out, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be on the bad side of it all.
No. That's
But
not how the segment works, Amari. Right now, where you
right
stand
now,
right now with Marvin
I don't
Harrison.
know. Their last game, he made some pretty exceptional plays where
Tiptoeing.
I would definitely
Tiptoeing.
say like he would be an orange. He
No.
would,
That ain't the option.
he-
He tiptoeing. It's red, yellow, green. Just like the
and you
stoplight.
gotta. Mm. Can I get a blinking yellow?
See, that's when the light don't work.
Like let me get a blinking yellow. Like this is about to
I
be
take
red any second. This is about
I
to be
take
red
that.
any second.
I take that. Because when you're driving through a blinking yellow, you got to be extra cautious. You still got to look everywhere. So I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that.
But
You on pins and needles right now.
all right. So I'm gonna give you some of the names that I had. But I did have George Pickens on my list.
I'm green.
This
I'm green
I'm
on
gonna
George.
leave. I'm gonna leave the very. I'm gonna put it's an asterisk on it because I feel like this one is the hottest one. And I'm gonna save that one for last. But first, I got Jerry Judy.
He was on mine too. I just didn't say him. He was the last name on mine. Yellow. I got to see his situation.
Okay. DJ Moore.
That's a good one. Yellow. I think he still has an opportunity to be good in this situation. I think the Ben Johnson situation is just giving him more time to adjust. So I'm gonna say yellow.
Right. Stephon Diggs.
Yellow. He played the Bills. It was a lot of emotion in there. I'm sure the team was trying to focus on him more for this game plan, for he could have this type of performance. But outside of this game, let's really be honest, we haven't seen Stephon Diggs that we expected. So, and he's coming off the injury, so we have to lower the expectations. But I got to be yellow right now. Let's put a pause on it.
All right. Second to last, I got Jaden Reed.
Dang, this is gonna hurt me. Where is Jaden Reed? Who he play for?
Green Bay.
See, Green Bay got so many young receivers, man.
And
I
that's
don't know
that's
who
the
these
thing. I'm
guys.
like, with that receiving room, you talking about Christian Watson,
Yeah, they
Savion
got some good ones.
Williams, Jaden
Romeo.
Reed, Matthew Golden, Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah,
It's
they got some
it's
young
a it's a
guys.
crowded room. That's what I'm saying. Where's Jaden Reed ranking
I
that
don't know
room?
enough about him. I can't give him a respectable judgment right now. I don't know enough about him. I
All
can't
right. I
even.
mean, he is hurt, so it's kind of a tough to kind of grade where you will put him.
Yeah,
But
I can't.
I just think with that crowded receiver room, I feel like sadly
And they all
you
young.
might end up out. Yeah,
All
you
of them
might
are
end up
young.
out. And being that they just drafted first round Matthew Golden, I feel like it's primarily looked at to be his team, and with Romeo's season so far is going to
So
be
Romeo's
him.
spot is good. Romeo's
Yeah,
spot is
it's
good.
it's going to be Romeo, Matthew Golden, and probably
And
Dontavian
Watson is
Wicks.
still no Watson is still he's the most proven, so he'll still be all right too
I,
once he get going.
I feel like out of anybody being the most proven, it would have been Wicks.
Yeah.
But my last name, just being that he's about to hit parole, Henry Ruggs.
Parole. Oh my gosh.
Would you give him a
Uh,
second chance in the NFL?
Yeah, because he really didn't get a first chance, if you ask me. So, yeah, he's yellow. I'll give him another chance. It ain't green or red, but I'll give him another chance.
Yeah, you know,
Henry
he'll
Ruggs,
he'll be getting out. He'll be 27. So I mean, he's
and I saw
still
somebody.
relatively young.
It was some franchise I saw that like they checked the temperature on that. Like they checked them out.
The Raiders. The Raiders
Raiders.
the Raiders are willing. They said they're willing to give him a second chance
God
if he
dang,
wants
go
to
right
come
back
back.
where I was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Any type offense like a Kansas City, a Rams, San Francisco, those type of offenses, I think his athletic ability and talent will help him out. But when we go to places where we need him to be a specific type of receiver, then it gets tricky. But it's yellow. I like to see what's coming forward for him.
yeah, that was my last one. I figured I was like that's gonna be the one that sparked some interest.
He had to go to jail to find a. You left the field and went inside to find something to be tricky. That
All
goes to
right.
show the realms he'll go to.
All right. So now that we got rid of the bottom feeders when it comes to wide receivers, you
They're
know,
not
Travis
bottom feeders.
Hunters,
You didn't
the
name no
Travis
bottom feeders.
the Travis Hunters of the world and stuff like that.
Travis Hunters ain't no
Marvin
bottom feeder.
Harrison Jr. So I'm gonna stop joking about my Travis Hunter. I really think he's a product of an overrated quarterback more than it's him.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence
And
doing his job. So you can
he's winning, but I think that if you ask his receivers, they probably just as upset as AJ is up in Philly. Well, not just as upset, but they probably upset. All right, but with that being said, we're gonna get to the receivers, the top 5 receivers that is by conference, and I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari.
I'm gonna actually stop that segment right now. I got a question for Mr. KD. Get out of here, meter on AJ Brown.
hey, he got that young boy in him too. He got that NBA young boy vibe to him too.
I mean, he hasn't truly shown
He's doing great.
he hasn't shown diva
He's
just
doing great.
yet. But
This season he's doing great as far as they've been poking the bear, they're trying to get it out of him, and he's been handling it tremendously. Coming off that Super Bowl, I think he's in a content spot. I don't think he's nowhere near get me out of here. But I could change the meter for you. Get me the ball meter is up there. Not to get me out of here, but I better have one of these games that Devontae. I better have one of these games coming up.
all right, but back to the segment. You got NFC, you got wide receiver rankings by conference, well, division. Let's
Conference.
say conference. Oh, easier. Top 5 in the NFC. I got Jefferson, Amara, Puka, PD, and AJ.
Are we going
This,
conference by conference?
I was just going. Yeah, I just
I'm
started.
right there with you. Only thing we got different is you got CD, and actually, I want to switch mine because I forgot about CD. I thought we was doing this season.
So
Guys, not on the IR. I thought that's what we was doing. But if we're not doing that, then I'm right
Yeah,
there.
nah, you're right. Yeah, if you're on the IR, yeah, but CD's not on the IR. He's coming back. What?
Right.
In a week or
So
two,
yeah,
right?
I'll switch mine to CD then.
Okay.
And I'll have to take I'm gonna have to take AJ off mine actually, because I got Jetta, St. Brown, Puka, AJ, and Devontae. But if I get to use CD, I'm gonna take AJ off and put CD up there.
CD and Smitty instead of CD and AJ.
You say who? I ain't got no Smitty.
You said Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Devontae.
Okay. I don't know, because I mean, if we talking about this season,
Well, we're talking
then
about available people this season.
I said we're
Like
talking about
athletes.
available people this
We're
season.
talking
Then
about
I'm
the
going.
stats.
I would go Puka, Egbuka, JSN.
No, you can't jump. You're too
Oh,
young. You gotta sit at the table a little longer, young fella.
like you said, this season. If we're
No, but
talking this
he didn't
season,
say because we're going off what we did last week. He didn't say production this season. He said who is still available this season.
Okay, well,
Yeah, if we go
yeah.
production, then I get you. But it's like you got to balance both. And young fella, you can't take one of these chairs yet.
Yeah, I'm about to say yeah, you can't take a top 5 seat just
Yeah,
yet.
you can't take one of these chairs yet.
I'm about to say you want to take over AFC?
AFC, and I came to realize that the NFC got the receivers.
Yeah.
When I looked at it, I didn't know it till I started writing it down, and I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
AFC kind of bad. Sad, and I will give you praise with this one. The Bengals carry 2 of them.
Let's
I will
close
give
that
you praise
episode
with
right
that
there.
one. The Bengals
Let's
carry
close
2
the
of them.
episode right there, because I got 2 of them up there, and I was like, damn, am I being facetious? Nope. Thank you, Amari. I'm being honest. So we're going to get that out the way. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins is up there.
Mhm.
Then I got DK Metcalf, Stephon Diggs, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Because
see,
I don't think Stephon Diggs is a top 5 guy no more. But when I started to go down to AFC,
ain't got no choice but to be.
I couldn't keep him off.
Because you talking about our top guys, which would be Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's gone.
Right.
So it's
Then I got to fight. Do I want to put Jalen Waddle or
no. Me personally, I would Garrett Wilson.
I thought about Garrett Wilson with the Jets. I even thought about
Lat McConkey.
Nah, I ain't think about him.
I would say statistically, Keenan Allen.
I ain't think about him either. Well, let me finish my list. Chase, DK, Diggs, T. Higgins, and I went with the bull down in Jacksonville.
Brian Thomas.
I went with Brian Thomas. I like what I see. I like the abilities. Now I thought about like a Nico Collins. I thought about Zay Flowers. I thought about Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, the guys in Kansas City. But I stuck with Brian Thomas Jr. for some reason. I might be giving him the benefit of the doubt of being, 4-1 right now.
Oh, as you were saying, I started off with Chase, Higgins, DK. But this is where it started to get a little tricky. So then I jumped to the AFC South. I actually got Michael Pittman Jr.
I thought about him.
And then I have Garrett Wilson.
So let me ask this question. Either one of y'all can answer. No Nico, and why? I'm just curious. If I have to split hairs, Nico and Stephon, I think I'm gonna go Nico. But I'm just curious why no Nico on the list.
I thought about him, but he didn't like in my list. He wouldn't take Diggs' spot. He would take Brian Thomas' spot. And I gave the benefit of the doubt to the guy that's 4-1.
I feel like I follow the same pretty much sentiment where he wouldn't be taking Michael Pittman's spot, being that he's 4-1, but he would be taking Garrett Wilson's spot. Granted, Garrett Wilson is, in my opinion, by far the better receiver. I think the fact that Garrett Wilson quite literally is sadly not helping or benefiting his team in wins, that's where Nico would come in, and Nico would take that spot.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Amari. Is he not helping his team to get wins, or he has Justin Fields as his quarterback? Which one is it?
And let me stop you there. Justin Fields has not done anything wrong. He is not the problem for the Jets' sorrows. Justin Fields, in his last 3 games played, has posted 300 yards and no turnovers. He's put up, I believe, 7 or 8 touchdowns, no turnovers.
They've been having some costly penalties, man.
Like,
costly.
Between penalties and sacks that's just been putting them behind the sticks, they've been in a bad position each and every single drive so far this season.
Sad.
Mr. KD, same thing with you. What you think about I can say Garrett Wilson don't have a quarterback, Amari say he do. But do you think a lot of these wide receivers, him being in one of them, are being hindered by the quarterbacks? And then on the flip side of this, I noticed nobody said anybody from Buffalo, and I didn't expect them to. Is Josh Allen been hindered by the fact he don't have a real number one and probably not a number two?
He had Diggs. We've
Josh
seen
Allen
him with a
had
one.
Diggs and threw
We've seen him with a one.
56 interceptions,
We've
but
seen him
now
with a
he
one.
has no number one and he's thrown 8 in 2 years.
Yeah. So I'm not even going to touch on that. We've seen him with a one. It's not like he never had one.
I think
But as
Josh
far as
Allen is actually benefiting from not having a number one.
he's benefited from having James Cook.
I was saying being hindered this season, not last season, but this season or any other
How the
season
heck
that
is
he
he
had
being
stuff on.
hindered? He's probably the front runner for MVP. How is he being hindered?
The Bills can't consistently hold drives and score. That's one of the biggest things. They don't have anybody that can
But you
separate.
said Josh Allen being hindered. He's an MVP, the top MVP candidate right now.
He's still being hindered by what he has around him. He just overcoming it.
No, I don't think it's overcoming. I think it's helping him, like Amari was touching on. We got to take it. When what has been shown is when Josh Allen has that number one, he's more reckless. When you take those opportunities and those options away from him and rely on a elite running back, we're protecting you from yourself. And this is what's fourth 1.5 MVP seasons pending. So I don't see how he's being hindered. It's actually he's being magnified, and the franchise is putting him in a better situation, a better position to succeed. But as far as the receivers, you say that's without quarterbacks. When I made my list, I wasn't judging off who the quarterback was. I was judging off the talent of the guy, and that's why I separated it.
All right, we're gonna get to our next topic, which is the top 5 defense by conference. And I'm gonna start with you, Mr. KD.
Yeah, I didn't want to go with the statistical guys, so I didn't even look statistically. I really went off of me watching football on Sunday and what defenses stood out to me, and I said it was tough. So in the AFC, I got the Broncos, which I think is the best defense in the league. The Browns, a tough defense. The Colts, a tough defense. Jaguars, an opportunistic defense. And the Steelers. I lied. I didn't have the Steelers. The Patriots was my 5th defense.
Trying to rage bait me right now. He's trying to rage bait me right now. He knows the truth. He knows the truth.
Truth is, we just beat the MVP.
Who did y'all beat?
Patriots defense just beat the MVP.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Bengals. Because I was about to say, who did y'all beat? But
oh, hold up, wait a minute. The Jaguars only got 1 loss. Who was that? I'll wait.
But y'all, you said you beat the MVP.
No, I'm talking about the Patriots defense.
Yeah, that was it now. I would say we had pretty similar lists. I like that first list that you said first, though, because that was pretty spot on. That was actually exactly what I had. But in order, I had Cleveland, Denver, Indy, Pittsburgh, and then I had Jacksonville.
Well, I knew the only difference we was gonna have is New England and Pittsburgh. I knew that.
Yeah, that's the only difference. Honestly, but going over to the NFC, I have Minnesota. Minnesota, Atlanta, Green Bay, Detroit, and shockingly, Chicago. Their defense hasn't been necessarily that bad, but I would say they are not in the upper echelon, at least. As of right now, Atlanta has the number 1 defense in the NFL.
I didn't touch the statistics.
Yeah, as of right now, like I said, as of the games being played yesterday, Atlanta has the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Okay.
As you said before, the Jacksonville being the most opportunistic. Minnesota, not their scheme, but Brian Flores' scheme and how he mixes and matches and disguises defenses.
They're the best.
His defense is no doubt the best in the NFC.
Best in the NFC, hands down.
And Detroit, whether it's the players or just their overall, I would say motors, but their defense never gives up. Their defense is one that I would say is to worry about. Whether it's from first snap to the last snap, they're coming after you all game. Ask Lamar Jackson; he felt it firsthand. Um, as far as Green Bay, I think Green Bay is more of a situational defense. They definitely excel more in pass rushing downs, being that they do have two exceptional pass rushers in Rashawn Gary and Michael Parsons. Um, with a ball hawk like Xavier McKinney on the back end, they do kind of I wouldn't say I wouldn't necessarily say they are ball hawks, but he definitely is a true scout up top to find and pinpoint the ball. So he does come away with a plethora of interceptions. I believe he led the league in interceptions last year with Green Bay. So wouldn't be shocked for him to run that back this year. As well as with Detroit in the back end, they have Kirby Joseph, who was also tied for the league lead in interceptions last year. And I believe he has the most interceptions in the league since 2018. And I believe he was only drafted in 2020. So,
Yeah, NFC, I got you with. I think we got three of the same. Yeah, my two that's non-movable are the Packers and the Vikings. And another one is non-movable. Sorry, is the Seahawks. Seahawks defense has been tremendous as far as what they've been able to do to keep their team around in these games with opportunities.
their pass rush has been exceptional.
And nobody expected that.
I would say the only liability to that defense, which necessarily isn't even a liability, but it has been so far this season, has been Tariq Woolen.
And he'll turn it around.
Yeah, I do see him turning around.
Because he's probably
Young,
top
long,
five
lengthy
defender
corner. He
on
can
that
he can
roster.
definitely turn that around. Him and Devin Witherspoon will definitely make for an elite duo.
So Packers, Vikings, Seahawks. And I'm changing one of the ones I got last. I got the 49ers and the Rams. I'm trying to figure who I'm taking off because I got to put the Eagles on there. So who I'm taking off?
I would take the 49ers off.
Yeah, I'll take the 49ers off. I'll go Eagles, Rams.
The only thing with the Rams is like I was saying, same thing for Green Bay. Really, their pass rush is exceptional, but it's the back end that kind of worries me,
Well, they've never
especially
had a
with the
back
Rams.
end.
Yeah, I say the Rams have never had a back end. Even when they had Jalen Ramsey, they still didn't have a
Exactly.
back end.
Exactly.
So the back end is always the thing that kind of worries me with the Rams. Their pass rush is no doubt one of the best in the league. Uh, with their young front headed by Jared Verse, is
Yankees took the lead.
it's insane. Thought you was clapping for Jared Verse for a second.
No, never that.
But yeah, I think the Rams are really one of those young defenses that
Surprised
they
you didn't say
once.
Seattle. I thought we was going to be on the same page with that one.
So I did have Seattle as that they were my number six. Seattle was my number six. I don't really want to give no credit to Philly, so I wasn't gonna say Philly, but Seattle was definitely my number six because, like I said, their pass rush. I feel like, especially with their up and coming pass rushers that I feel like most people don't know, Derek Hall, Boye Mafe, they they have
They got a
took
plethora of
leaps and
guys that can
bounds.
do it.
Yeah,
They got a plethora of guys.
they took reaches in drafts before on athleticism, especially along the edge, and it paid off now because
Mike McDonald.
they, yeah, because with Mike McDonald and how he's been known to shape pass rushers and just be able to mold a defensive scheme to get everybody to fit perfectly. He used Derek Hall to his strength for him to be the primary run defender in their defense. So whereas they're strong in the weak side and Derek Hall is the strong side. So if he's the run defender and whereas Boye Mafe would be the primary pass rusher. So it kind of it definitely fits their scheme. They kind of follow what I would call early 2000s Ravens mode. They just don't have the necessary inside linebackers to fit that entire mold.
All right. So this is the last part of the question, and I'm just curious because we kind of all came to the consensus that the NFC had better wide receivers. So with y'all pitting y'all five against each other,
Who
who
has the
has
best?
the best? Huh?
They have better wide receivers, but who has the best?
The best? I don't know, but we didn't ask that question. But the question is, who has the better defense, the NFC or the AFC? And since it's on you, Mr. KD, I'm gonna start with you.
AFC. I'm bringing it back home. Bringing it back where I belong. Um, our out of the five I named, our worst defense is probably Cleveland. If you take account of success and everything. In Cleveland, the NFC been having fits with Cleveland. They
Mm-hmm.
can't figure them out. They can't get nothing going. So I'm
Can't
going.
block Miles Garrett.
Well, nobody. We haven't found two people.
Cleveland problem was the quarterback they had. Welcome to you, Mr. Flacco.
His problem was the receivers he had.
I
Welcome
thought you
to
was gonna say
Jamar
the
Chase.
problem was Deshaun Watson, but you said the quarterback they had. I thought we was talking about Deshaun.
Yeah, he got Jamar Chase now. Don't worry about that. He's gonna be all right. But
Deshaun
no,
Watson stealing money. They need to investigate that man at the NFL. He is out here stealing money, robbing the Browns blind. He robbed them blind
it's really
but
the
so much
Broncos.
they only got two quarterbacks left.
The Broncos and the Vikings are the two. I would think the two best defenses in each conference. I guess you could have an argument for the Colts, but I would say Broncos Vikings are the top dogs in their conference, and then you start arguing. So I like I said, I slide with the AFC.
I'm with Mr. KD on this one. I'm taking the AFC every time. I mean, if we were to try to even conform a whole defense with the players that we do have from the AFC to just make one defense, who's blocking Miles Garrett and TJ Watt? So and like Mr. KD even said, Cleveland, even not having the success, their defense is shown to give even some of the top offenses in the NFC
Yeah,
problems.
they causing fits.
It's like, so if you're able to do that and still, like, you talking about, you lose the game 18-12 or something like that, and you only stayed in that game due to your defense, I think that's a true testament to theirs. But I mean, and like you said, that's Cleveland being the worst off of success. But I mean, Cleveland honestly has the chance to be they are one of the best defenses in the AFC.
All right, I'm gonna go back to you, Mr. Amari, for the last topic. But just imagine Cleveland had a quarterback. All you got to do is score 20 points and you'll win. But with that being said, we're gonna get to our sticky note segment of the night. This is our pick six. I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari. Make sure you include your team and the Thursday night football game. It's on you.
Pick six.
All right, so of course, although I just gave the Browns a lot of hype, I still got Pittsburgh versus the Browns. I'm sorry. There's no sunshine in Cleveland. It's not happening. I got the Broncos beating the Jets. I got the Cowboys beating the Panthers. I don't know why that's really even a question. I got the Rams versus the Ravens. I don't see the Ravens bouncing back. I'm fully on this downhill for everybody in the North aside from Pittsburgh. Um, I got the Raiders beating the Titans. I feel like that's gonna be I feel like that's going to really come down to the QB battle. I feel like if Gino really starts to turn the ball over a lot, the Raiders can lose. But I think this is an Ashton Genty game. I think this Raiders and Titans game, this is an Ashton Genty game.
Better not be on TV.
I got the Packers beating the Bengals. You got to block Michael Parsons. Find a way to do that. I got the Bucks beating the Niners, and I got the Lions beating the Chiefs. Chiefs fall to 2-4.
I feel like you picked more than six. Because you,
I did. That was more than 6. I think it was like 7.
yeah, you took 2 of them off my board late, the last 2. But for Thursday, I got the Eagles over the Giants. I think that's kind of an obvious pick. I
Yeah.
got the Lions over the Chiefs. That
Mhm.
might be obvious too, actually, at this point.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
The Bucks over the Niners, like you said. I think that'll be a close one. One of the ones I got for possible game of the week, though, is the Seahawks and Jaguars game. I think we should look out for that one. That can really get interesting. But I got the Seahawks pulling it out over the Jaguars. And lastly, I got the Bengals over the Packers. Joe Flacco is back in his bag.
Joe Flacco completing the NFL jersey rainbow.
All you gotta do is play for the Steelers.
Yeah, then he'll complete the AFC North gauntlet.
Yeah, just go put a Steelers jersey on for one day.
Yeah,
Mr. Murray, did you make your Thursday night pick?
I feel like we shouldn't have to do the Thursday night pick. The Eagles playing the Giants, man. The Eagles is playing the Giants. The Eagles ain't been good, but the Giants ain't nothing.
The boy Jackson Dart, man, you got to watch out for him.
You're right. He threw 2 touchdowns and 2 picks at the same
I
time.
watched him.
I watched him lose to the Saints.
Yeah, he had a good first week. That second week,
Like, we can't sit here. We just sat here and called the Saints the worst team in football, and then he just goes out there and lose to them. Like, he made Spencer. That defense made Spencer Rattler look like a Pro Bowler.
All right.
I want you to know one thing. What you got?
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna say that, but I got one thing to say before that. I want to thank all the viewers and subscribers that we have. We almost at 25,000 views in 1 month uploading our own podcast on YouTube. So I want to say thank you to everybody for all the views and stuff, and I appreciate that. Now you already know. Don't forget one thing: we ain't come to play. We out.